this video, I'll show you how to get started with the focus keyword strategy for your Etsy shop. All this means is that you're gonna make it easier for Etsy, search engines, and customers to find your items online. The strategy is simple, and it involves you repeating one strategically chosen word or set of words in your Etsy tags, like in this example, as well as in your title here, and also in your product description. But how do we choose the best focus keywords? And what if all your Etsy items are the same thing? Wouldn't you just repeat the same focus keyword over and over for all of them? Let's get answers once and for all with these 3 listings. All are digital download art prints, and they're all pretty similar. So how could you use a focus keyword strategy for these 3 items? I'm going to start by using Marmalade, a tool specifically designed to boost your Etsy traffic. I'm going to use this tool to pick a different focus keyword for all 3 of these items, even though they're the same type of product. Why? So I'm doing this because when you repeat the same words over and over, your items are competing with themselves. You want to grow your traffic, and different customers search for different things. You want to make sure as many of those customers see your stuff as possible, so changing up the words you use helps attract a larger audience. Not to mention, with a wider range of words, you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. If you used all the same words for your item, what if those words stop being popular? What if customers start calling that item something else? What if trends change and your items are left behind? Choosing a mix of different words for your items will create a diversification effect, meaning that if one of your items stops getting searched for, another one will probably start to pick up the slack. This gives you a nice cushion so you don't have to worry about changing your Etsy setup frequently. Okay, so back to our 3 items. I'm on Marmalade's Storm page, and I'm going to use this feature to find a handful of all green words that will work for my 3 items. During this portion of the video, I always get this question: what if I can't find all green terms for my items? Now, the honest answer is you might need to try 3 or 4 different searches using different names for your items. Putting in some time here really makes a difference. And if you're lost and can't come up with any new names, you can always ask people for input in free Etsy Facebook groups. I've got one you can join below this video. But if you truly can't find all green terms after asking other sellers and doing multiple searches, then I'd recommend you focus on engagement. In Marmalade, engagement is indicated by this first green light, and the darker green, the better. This is the factor that's going to affect traffic in a big way, so look for very high engagement terms if you can't find all greens. Now that I've created a nice little bucket here, I'm going to actually search Marmalade to evaluate which terms are the best ones to use as focus keywords and which ones are better suited as just tags. For this portion of the video, I'm going to use Marmalade's comparison feature here. If you take a look at the bucket you've created for your item, what you want to do is take a look at the amount of traffic each item has. If your goal is to get more traffic to your Etsy items, you want this first one to have lots of searches, like in this example here. If your goal is to get more sales, then you want to be more specific, even though there may be less searches, like in this example here. Make sure if you're choosing something specific that it 100% describes your item, because if it doesn't, this plan will backfire. So let's compare some of these terms. Now, based on this comparison, we can see the number of searches that each of our items have, as well as the engagement on Etsy. If you're not sure what any of this means, just hover over the question mark and it'll explain what each section is about. Now, in my case, art prints are a highly popular, very crowded niche, so my competition across the board is high. As I said earlier, if you are in a competitive niche like I am and you can't find terms that are all green across the board, then you can make a little bit of a compromise if you have to. But you're always looking for terms that are green across the board here. That's the best possible scenario when it comes to Etsy search. Now, the other things you can see here are what other people are charging for items like this, the average renewal time, which gives you an idea of how frequently these items might sell, or how frequently the seller is renewing that item in order to get it to sell. Once again, if you're confused about this section, just roll over the question mark. Now, the other great thing you can see at the bottom is additional tags that relate to the one you just searched. So these are the most popular ones being used with this item. This allows you to get some alternative ideas for tags that you may not have had already, and it'll allow you to hone in on that super specific customer. If you remember, I searched this one for a specific customer. So if I'm trying to optimize sales for a print, I might also want to continue using some super specific tags. Now, if you're not sure what to pick and you don't know where to start, the best thing you can do in this situation is just test it. Try these tags out and see if they're working for you. If you have lots of different items that are similar, you'll quickly see which ones are doing best and what tags work best for you. Okay, so I've chosen 3 super high quality terms. How do I implement them on my 3 items? I simply pick a term for each item, then I add it to my tags. It can go anywhere in your tags, the order doesn't matter. Next, I add it to my title, and it's really important that your focus keyword goes at the very beginning because Etsy and Google really focus hard on the first 55 characters of your title. Finally, add this term in your description. Make sure it's near the beginning and it needs to sound conversational, as if you're describing your item to a friend. Google sees around 150 to 160 characters of your description, so adding your focus keyword twice can really give you a boost. But any more than twice is overkill and Google might penalize you for overuse, so just keep it simple. So that's a focus keyword strategy all wrapped up with a bow. Thanks so much for watching, and I've got even more free Etsy traffic resources waiting for you below this video.